So the next thing we're going to build is called our spider grinder. And this is going to intersect this at a right angle and kill anything that so makes it under. And what's important is we make sure that the water flows around it, because if the water flows right through it, it's going to push all of our drops into the lava, depriving us of them. So we're going to build this. Let's see. There's a couple different places you can put it. Let me just check my plans real quick, make sure I tell you the right one. Yeah, okay. So I like to put it right here. And I may be wrong, may have to do some trial and error. We'll see. But I don't mind showing you when I screw up, because then you can see how things actually happen. So we'll dump our lava right here, and it goes 1, 2, 3. And you see how it stops right there, okay? So ideally, the water will flow around it like this, and go in a straight line. So from here on, after this point, we're just going to need one waterway. And that is because, gravel owned. So we need one waterway because this lava grinder that we just put in is going to reduce our flow to one wide stream of water. That should do that. I'm gonna have to dig up this over here because I did not pay attention. Okay, so put our glass here and here so we can still see what's going on. And I put glass on top of this because I've fallen in entirely too many times, and I know what awful things can happen from that. So basically, at this point, we want everything in this area, so not just in the waterway, but every other area around here, we want it to go into our grinder. So what I like to do is from this point right here, dig out all this next to the waterway, either 4 or 5 wide, whatever you have the patience to do. So just do this, and you're going to do this back for 72 blocks, and every 7 you're going to go up a level. And on these, you actually want to let the so before you go up a level on the guide rails, you're going to lagging a little bit there. You're going to give it 2 blocks of overhang so that the mobs can't jump out of the water, and because that gets really annoying. So we want to trap them in the water and have them flow down. And you should remember that mobs can't spawn in water or over water, so you want to create as much surface area of land as you can for them to spawn on. So at this point we would have, let's see, our rails along the side like this, and but of course for this first area, let me just finish this off. Alright, so I dug out a little bit too much here, but you can see, gotta dig out the ceiling now. So we can see that anything that spawns in this area will eventually wander into our water. That's just the way it works. It's going to be slow at first if you just have one channel like this, but you can make 28 stories of this and 17 water flows per single channel flow, and then you can have 4 single channel flows per story. So that adds up pretty quickly to several hundred of these little waterways, but you only need 4 of the main grinders and 4 of the spider grinders per level. So basically from here, if you want to add another level to this, we would just dig up above, dig a shaft, and then start another one right here like so. Anyways, so let me put in the water so you can see what this is going to look like. And you want to cut off, so these blocks, let me throw down some light for you. So these blocks that are hanging out over the channel, these ones right here, you want to cut these off so that they can fall into the water. And so I guess I can show you. This is what our overhang looks like. So if you're in the water, you can't get out because of these 2 blocks right here. And sometimes the mobs will jump out, but they always find their way back in because there's nowhere else to go. And if you keep a walkway like this, you're going to want to put a door or something so that mobs can't follow you out, or if you're AFKing, so they can't get out and kill you while you're chilling there. So almost got this finished here. So this is a typical spawning area. We have an area of like 7 to 9 underneath it, depending on where you're building. And then we have a 2 overlap from our waterfall. So the waterfall will go right there. And we have to put in these waterfalls every 7 blocks because water can only flow for 7 blocks on a flat surface. So we get it to repeat the process by falling down a hill. That counts as 1 block, so it'll go down for the rest of the 7. And So I'm going to pretend that this is our back room. So say we just went back 72 blocks and we're out of pickaxes and out of patience. And so our water source is going to be, so if we dig this back 4, I guess, is a good number for this. That's what I typically do. Then we'll want to have this part even with it so that everything back here can fall in. Another lack of foresight with that torch. Okay. So we'll dig this. And again, this isn't exactly what it's going to look like because this is on a tiny scale. You're going to want to have 8 of these 7 length waterways total per single channel. And then at the back, you want to have a 4 to 5 block deep spawning chamber, I guess. And that will extend all the way down the sides like this. And again, that's using the maximum possible area. So, in order to get our water flowing towards the back right corner right here where my cursor is, we're going to dump water in the right corner of our furthermost waterway. So this is our spawning area. This is the first waterway. So you can see the diagonal lines in the water. It's important to note because if you watch, it's going to push me up against this wall the whole time. And that means when I get down to the bottom, it's going to push me up against this lava here. And I have no desire right now to die and run all the way back to this. So you're going to have to take my word for it. But you can see now our water is flowing around this grinder right here. And that's awesome, because that means that all of our drops will not get burned. So if something is up here, and so a mob drops something right here because it dies in the lava, it's going to flow around this. And we can actually, as early as right here, see those rocks that are going around it? Going right around the lava, not through it. Sometimes if something hits right here, it'll get burned up. See that brick just got burned up, so it's not a perfect system. But you'll retain 99% of your drops. And if you build, right now I have like 30 or 40 of these chambers right now, and I have a constant steady stream of drops, so you're not going to hurt for drops at all. Oops. So that's pretty much how it's done. I mean, you just have to rinse and repeat, do this a crap load of times, but like I said, don't just build this because you're not going to see a whole lot of activity with this, because remember, the mobs can't spawn within 24 blocks of you. So unless your yellow block, so your collection zone, is further back, and you can see everything just flowed right here to us. So if we stand here, we'll be able to get these things. See, it all flows to us. Bam, 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 bam. Okay. And you could build another one of these in this direction, and this direction, and that direction. But yeah, it's important to just build as many as you can to maximize the chance that the enemies will spawn here, because otherwise you're not going to see a whole lot of returns on your drops. So what I want to show you next time would be how to add channels flowing into these, because it's all nice to have a really long one like this, but we're still not getting any use out of what's beyond these walls for 72 blocks in every direction. So it's a whole lot of wasted potential enemies. So essentially what we'll be doing is digging in channels like this and having water flow from way out here into this. So they'll all come together in a single stream. And you can do that on every floor. And so yeah, that's pretty much the how-to on this. If it's still not clear, let me know. I can explain any part of it. Kind of threw this together, and it's really second nature for me to do this, because I've been doing it so much lately, digging out these stupid things. But you really do get a lot for it. Let me see if my minecart's here. Nope. Looks like I lost it. So I'll go down and show you what just a couple minutes of this can do. This is a little railway system I put in to bring the drops up to the surface, and myself up to the surface, because as you can see, it's really freaking far down. And, alright. So out here, it's off right now, but this is 2 channels. Each one of these is 4 stories high, and it has all the intersecting channels. I'll go out here and show you that. So we got our intersecting channels on either side that flow into it, and there's 8 of those. They flow all the way back. And these are my doors to keep mobs from coming into my chilling area. But yeah, I filled up all these chests so far, just with like dynamite, arrows, feathers, spider string, and then of course you get tons and tons of gem drops, so you can completely fund your pickaxes while you're doing this. So, thank you everyone for watching. You should definitely subscribe if you want to see more cool stuff like this, and recommend it to your friends. And like I said, please let me know if you have any questions. I want everybody to be able to reap the benefits of this awesome machine. Well, I hope everybody enjoys their holidays. I'll try to put some videos up over Christmas, because God knows I won't be doing anything. School will be out. So, thank you again, and enjoy.